This is an avocado, and this is a podcast. That makes this an avocado podcast.
You are now listening to The Young God, a podcast for the gods. First, breathe. Take several deep breaths and witness the power of your body to keep you alive in this moment. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, hold it, out through the mouth. Hello and welcome to The Young God. I'm Rodney, and one of the things I'm known for is my self-confidence. It draws some people in, and at the same time, it rubs some people wrong. It ruffles feathers, it seduces, it inspires, and it fascinates, depending on who is perceiving it. It's no secret that I'm good-looking, well-spoken, and earn a decent income. Of course, you would expect those things to be the reason I'm so confident, but what about all those people who have all of those things and more, but still lack confidence? How do we describe them? It becomes clear that self-confidence is not a function of what you have, but who you are. People don't get this. They see me from a distance, marinating in my stew of sweet self-love, and they think it's because of all these superficial things. They use words like narcissistic and ego to describe my brand of self-confidence. They describe me as vain and full of myself because I post pics of me thirst-trapping and thinking highly of myself. They say, "Rodney, you're so vain." I get that so much that these days I just sigh and say, "You won't understand, and how could you?" But today, I'm going to make you understand. I'm going to speak for anyone who has been made to feel wrong for holding their head high and loving everything about their existence. I'm also going to speak to anyone who has the wrong idea of what confidence is and how it really works. I'm going to shake, break, and destroy this ugly-ass table once and for all. But first, a message from my sponsors. I'm no foodie, but I know good food. And one of the places I go to indulge my cravings is the Clubhouse Abuja. Not to be confused with Clubhouse, the app. The Clubhouse is hidden away in Life Camp, where they offer a nice, peaceful environment to have fun and relax. The Clubhouse has everything. A restaurant with a robust menu, a bar with all the booze you can handle, shisha if you want all the smoke, a beautiful blue pool you can dive into, and a gym. How about I just let the manager, Stephanie, tell it better?
A, we have the best food. B, we have an awesome pool that's super clean. C, we have a chill spot. What am I missing? And the dessert, pain perdu and
The desserts come.
Apple pie.
Dessert.
And the fried rice, Malaysian fried rice.
That's it.
My God, I so want to eat that right now. Anyways,
Do check out the Clubhouse on Instagram at the Clubhouse Abuja. This episode is inspired by a series of events that happened recently. In August of 2020, a friend brought to my attention the slander on my name that was going on in a WhatsApp group he was in. Some members of the group were sharing their disdain for me and all that I stand for. Guess what the main reason for their hate was? My confidence. The fact that I refer to myself as a god. That I stay posting straight thirst traps on the gram. I saw the screenshots, and here was a group of people gathered in my name, throwing dirt on it. I won't lie, at first it was painful to witness the hate. The misunderstanding was gross, the envy was oozing, stinking. Ew. One of them said, "He feels himself too much. Who does he think he is?" A fucking god, that's who. And being the god that I am, I didn't dwell on it too long. In fact, I tend to see such things as a compliment, a badge of honor. People only hate things that shine, and things they don't understand. I'm 2 for 2 in that regard. Here I am, living rent-free in these people's heads. 1 million home sellers couldn't find a real estate. Get it? Home seller, real estate, real estate. I am a whole real estate mogul, and not by choice. It's flattering, to be honest. I mean, obviously, it's always better when people speak kindly on your name. But in this scenario, I've done nothing but be myself. I think I will sleep well at night. Okay? When you excel, they spread sheets about you. Word. That's a PowerPoint. You know, I want to rewind that to hear what I did there. But yeah, so that experience got me thinking of the need to really get into this confidence conundrum once and for all. First of all, let me describe what it feels like in my head to be self-confidence. Because a lot of people don't get it. They can't relate. Let me try and paint a picture. It feels like freedom, a kind of inner peace, like a bird resting on a twig, if that makes sense. You see, the bird doesn't wonder what happens when or if the twig breaks. The bird trusts that the twig will support its weight. It also knows that even if the twig breaks, it can still fly. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that's the perfect analogy. So I do my thing knowing that I can deal. I have everything I need. I have time. I have mastered skills. I have done the internal work. I have family and friends who love and support me. Opportunities will come and go, so I just focus on what's important, the moment, and the just sheer, unprecedented existence that is me. In social situations, I can say what I want to say and do what I want to do, whether I'm with friends or with strangers. I'm comfortable anywhere. It doesn't mean that everything will work out for me. Even if I get shut down, I know I'll be fine. Either I go again or I try something else. It's not like I'm immune to rejections or people not accepting me. I definitely care what other people think, but I don't live and die by it. When it comes to women, I know any decent, self-respecting woman would want me if they got to know me. So I don't have to try to convince anyone that I am an ideal mate. I just do me effortlessly. And by the way, if you have to convince a woman to choose you, then you've already lost. You still have work to do, bro. You see, confidence low-key feels like invincibility. It's like walking with God. For real. And I must have more faith in God than most religious people, because you can't say you believe in God and still be shy, anxious, and worrisome. The two things don't mesh. Make it make sense, please. I laugh at myself. I don't take myself too seriously. I can admit to shortcomings in my character, as well as the mistakes I've made. I can be playful and put myself in situations where I don't feel like I'm giving too much of myself. I can be vulnerable without fear that I won't survive the attacks that may come with that. I can apologize without feeling like I'm losing something. I don't overthink things. All in all, it's a really, really good place to be, and I would like more people to be there with me. That's why I'm doing this. That's what this episode is about. Then you add my good looks on top and it's a wrap, really. But the thing is, I don't really think too much about my looks because I now know that if I wasn't a handsome guy, I'd still find a way to this mental state. And I think my level of confidence actually elevates my good looks in a way I can't explain. In a way, inner beauty makes outer beauty more profound, if you get my meaning. Like how you feel inside radiates outward on everything, from your physical looks to your interactions with the world. Everything becomes beautiful. That's why they never even get too much into cliches, but that's what it feels like if you've ever wondered. Okay? Are you with me? I hope so, because it gets deep and deeper. A lot of people base their self-confidence around their money, good looks, their popularity, influence, and just being generally accepted. But true confidence transcends all those things. What happens when all those things are taken away? Money eventually finishes. People can decide to cancel you or cut you off or desert you for whatever reason. Beauty fades, or worse, you lose your fine face in a freak fire accident. If your confidence is tied to anything physical, you're not really confident. Your confidence is built on sand. Small brokenness, you won't even be able to open your mouth in public. If this is you, you've got work to do. And eventually, people tend to see through that sort of confidence. Again, not to be cliche, but true confidence comes from within. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but it's the secret to eternal life, as Jesus would say. True confidence comes from how well you know yourself and how you see yourself. It's about radically accepting whatever shape or form you come in. It's not about people liking you. It's about being okay even if they don't. Am I speaking? Am I making sense out here? True confidence is the decision that whatever happens, you will be all right. Mind you, I said decision. You have to decide. So that's self-responsibility. Be it acceptance or rejection, success or failure, rich or poor, the situation doesn't matter. True confidence is knowing you will figure it out somehow. True confidence is when you love yourself, trust yourself, and like the kind of person you are, how you do things. And that's what it's about for me. I can go anywhere and not feel small, unwanted, or needing to be the center of attention. In the presence of my enemies, in the company of friends, in a party with celebrities, in a boardroom with a potential client or employer, alone with a woman, I can be myself or be whatever I need to be in that situation. And at this level, all the superficial things become the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, not the beginning or the end. Imagine being me and then having money and power to go with such a mindset. I would be unstoppable. Yo, if you can't stand me now, wait until I reach all my financial goals. It's a wrap. I'm already fine, as in facially or physically or whatever. Just sprinkle a few coins and y'all will hear from me. Watch this space. What's interesting though is that whether you're broke or balling, no one can tell the difference when you're truly confident. Happy or sad, single or dating or married, afraid or courageous, no one can tell the difference because either way, your confidence is not based on those things. There are people who can't post on social media if they're not looking their absolute best or when they're broke. You would never hear from them if they were broke or if they have a pimple on their forehead. They would never be out if they weren't with friends. They need everything to be perfect before they can live their lives. And that's unfortunate. I can post pictures, write captions, and shoot shots with my chest. I can think what I want and say what I think. And all of this fearless self-expression makes people wonder, how can one person be so bold, so brave, so unencumbered? Where does he get his balls from? What's backing him? This is that energy that draws some people in and turns some people off. But it's all the same to me because there are more important things. Let's take a break.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Something else people do is confuse a show of confidence with being egotistical. Today is a good day to break that table. Self-confidence is not the same thing as ego. This is not to say that the two don't frequently dance hand in hand, but they are definitely not the same entity. Ego is thinking you have all the answers or making everything about you. Self-confidence is knowing you don't have the answers, but being pretty sure that you will figure it out. It's unfortunate how misunderstood confidence is. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't have it. They have a poor relationship with it in the first place. They don't want to be thought of as egotistic or narcissistic. And when people like me enter the picture just brimming with self-confidence and self-belief, they don't know how to deal. It's been the story of my life since way back when. I learned early on that many doors in life are opened or closed to you depending on how your confidence is perceived. Allow me to paint you a picture. You show up for a job interview or some other meeting where you have to sell yourself to a person or group of people. You show up full of confidence. You know full well you can fill the position easily and possibly better than most. You're friendly, outgoing and sensible, and yet you scare the shit out of the interviewer. They don't know what to make of you. Are you full of yourself? Are you too good to be true? The ease with which you can be yourself is not something they are used to, and they hold it against you. For this, they may decide to reject you. This has happened to me a couple of times. I even made an episode about that way back when in season 2, I think. I think the episode is called Being a Creative is Not Easy. Few can relate. This is the curse of confidence. In a society that encourages false displays of humility and conformity, standing unabashed in your brilliance is a crime. This led me to understand that you can be as incredible as possible and still be subject to the perceptual limitations of how others understand you. People can just decide to treat your high sense of self as a personal attack for no reason, and there will be petty attempts to humble you. Oh my goodness. You don't even know. I remember a conversation I had with a girl back in college. Even then, I was never one to downplay my talent or achievement. So, on this fateful day, this babe just couldn't deal with how bold I was. And so, she came at me with,
Rodney, you're so full of yourself.
I was like, who else am I supposed to be full of? You? Him? Who? Of course I'm full of myself. As a matter of fact, my cup overfloweth. And this was on the spot. She never saw it coming. I'm slick with the comebacks here. So, but these days I've learned that it's not always in my best interest to be so outwardly braggadocious around strangers, even if I can back it up, because someone unfamiliar with me might just form a false impression. I learned to tone it down because being always outspoken wasn't necessary. The enemies you make aren't worth it. The drama isn't worth it. In fact, there's actual wisdom in dulling your shine in certain situations. There's wisdom in just not drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. Don't get me wrong, I would never diminish myself, but I can definitely shut up about it, if that makes sense. My confidence has now matured into a calm self-possession. But like I said, it's energy. Big dick energy. So even without opening my mouth, people are going to make assumptions about me. And that's fine. I don't know who needs to hear this, but having high confidence is a gift. With it, you can do things, make mistakes, live life, and not be afraid to fail or embarrass yourself. As a rule, any mistakes made out of boldness can be fixed with more boldness. You can approach and talk to anyone about anything. Your confidence gives others permission to be themselves around you. It allows you to live life fully. It puts you in situations for unexpected things to happen. And life is all about the unexpected stories and lessons. That's what makes life truly worth living. People focus too much on the optics of confidence, the outward signs, but anyone can fake it. Confidence is really just the energy that enables you to get the most out of life, period. So please don't let anyone police your self-confidence. Don't let any situation affect it either. It always pays to believe in yourself. If you lose confidence in yourself, the universe will not be in your favor. As long as you're not using your confidence to belittle others, everything is kosher, halal, Gucci. Life is hard enough, so one of the best things to have in your back pocket is confidence. It will keep you moving forward when everything is going sideways. Another thing, I'm in the spirit now, guys. Just please stay with me. I don't know how long this is, but I'm in the spirit. Another thing that is misunderstood is humility. Confidence and humility are really like two sides of the same coin. But the difference is this. Confidence is knowing you're the shit. Humility is knowing that the world doesn't revolve around your shit. It's understanding the role luck has played in your life and knowing you're still far from perfect. Basically, not believing your own hype. Let that sink in. Who's there? It's me, the sink. I'm hilarious, guys. Forgive me. But based on these definitions, it's clear for you to see that you can be both confident and humble. In fact, you need to be both. Wisdom is knowing how to be both, when to put yourself first and when to put yourself last. For example, Jesus was a paragon of humility, but he's the same nigga who walked up to a group of men minding their business, fishing for their livelihood, and said, "You are fishermen. Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." The confidence, the bars, the confidence to pull off those bars. What? Jesus really opened his mouth to say to people, "I am the Son of God." Forget what we all know now. At the time, Jesus was just a nobody, and you can imagine how the public reacted when he said he was the actual Son of God. The audacity, the confidence. When I say I am a God, when I say I am the young God, just know that Jesus and I are drawing from the same place. It's that same energy. And Jesus received hate for it too. And that's what confidence does. A lot of people just can't relate to that feeling of being 100 in themselves. So when they come across someone who is, they don't know how to feel. The principle is simple. Claim ownership of your expertise, your value, your brand, then defend it with your work, your actions. Or you can go the opposite route by doing the work and then speaking on it with your chest after it's done. Walk and talk, people. Walk and talk. One last thing before I get to the end of my awesome TED Talk. For those of you who walk around saying to yourself and others, "I'm shy." Studies have shown that no one is born shy. It is a learned trait. Things happened in your childhood or early teens that took your self-confidence away. You think you're shy only because your mother, father, or teacher told you so growing up. Maybe your friends laughed at you in the second grade for having a speech defect, or your teacher singled you out because you said 2 + 2 was 3. How could you flunk that though? The humiliation you experienced made you fearful and cautious, and next thing, they started calling you shy. And you believed them. You began to refer to yourself as shy as well. And because you told yourself you're shy, you acted shy. And now, here you are, an adult, shy from the tip of your toes to the tip of your hair. It sucks, doesn't it? The good news is that it can be undone. Just as it is learned, it can be unlearned. How, you might ask? Depending on the feedback I get, I might do another episode telling you how I leveled up to this state of mind and how you could do the same for yourself. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. One thing to remember, though, is that delusion feels a lot like self-belief. So as you go along, as you go out there being all confident, don't forget to get a realistic appraisal of how people view you, of whether your actual true worth matches the self-confidence you put out there. Get as much feedback as possible. Don't get so caught up in yourself that you have no idea what the people are saying. Everything matters. Again, it's about balance. How people see you shouldn't affect how you see yourself. Whether they love you or hate you, don't believe the hype or the hate. Just keep a finger on things. If your confidence is built on the right stuff, you'll be able to deal with whatever information you get. So there you have it, my perspective on confidence. I hope someone listening is encouraged to embrace their confidence while being the best version of themselves. And I hope someone learns to let others bask in their confidence without judging them too harshly. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to finish my story. Remember the WhatsApp group dedicated to slandering my good name? The best part is that a few months later, one of my detractors in that group reached out to me via WhatsApp. And he opened up to me about his feelings about me and how listening to an episode on this very podcast changed his mind about me. I think it's the one about negative self-talk. How I deal with negative self-talk. Check it out if you can. He actually admitted how I used to make him feel about himself, and that after listening to that episode, he gets me. He knows me better, and he knows better. In his own words, he said, "I'm sorry I judged you." That was real as fuck. That was a highlight of 2020. He's a fan of the show, so he might hear this. And let me just say to him one more time, bro, I'm honored that you would speak up like that. You are a real one. It's underrated how it feels when someone sees you the way you see yourself. It's sweeter than mother's milk. Oh my goodness. It just goes to show that people do eventually come around as long as you stay true and give them a chance to actually get to know you. If you're a trash human being underneath all that confidence, then nothing can save you, bro. Work on yourself, because you are the problem. Alas, we are finally at the end of my train of thought. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the episode half as much as I enjoyed putting it together. If you did, there's more where that came from. The Young God has range on all kinds of topics and things. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified when a new episode drops, because next week's episode has me speaking on words of affirmation. So subscribe and share this episode with those who need to hear this. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother. Screenshot your screen right now and put it on your story and save a shy soul today. Tag me. Please. Follow the podcast page on IG at The Young God Pod and Twitter at I Am The Young God for dope bonus content. Feel free to slide in my DMs anytime. I'm happy to engage and to get your feedback. You can also donate to this podcast via the link in the bio if you're feeling generous. Wow, I'm almost out of breath and I'm out of water, but whatever you do going into 2021 and beyond, do it with confidence. Please set yourself up on the right things. You are a god. Act like it, become it. The time is now on everything. And this is The Young God.